I picture Danny Hurley walking in doing the Wolf of Wall Street thing. I'm not leaving, right? The show goes on. And here's the thing. Do you know what maturity really is? Like how you would define maturity? There's a lot of different ways to do it. Okay, I've often said that when you mature is when you stop pointing fingers outward and you start pointing the fingers inward. I screwed that up. That's me. And you actually mean it. You don't say it just so to get people off your back. You're like, yeah, I butchered that. I don't know what I was thinking. I screwed that one up. Right? Immature people blame everybody else. That's what children do. Now, Johnny was doing it. Now the cop pulled me over. Everybody was speeding. Like, no. Were you speeding? Yes. But everybody. No, not but. Were you speeding? Yes. They pulled me over. No. But another part of maturity is understanding that you're not for everybody. Right? And even the people you used to be for, maybe they've gone a different way. It's a hard concept to accept because we all instinctively want to be liked. Like I'm somebody who I make no bones about it. Like I don't truly care about if everybody likes me, but I don't want to be disliked by a lot of people. I like to be liked. But I like to be liked for who I am. I don't want to be fake about it. I don't have to be nice. I don't have to change the way I drive or the way I dress. I want to be me and authentically me, but I still want people to like, respect, and appreciate me. But here's the sentence that you need to know if you want to be somebody who I view as mature. I'm not for everybody. And that's okay. It doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it feels like rejection, but not for everybody. And you know what? Danny Hurley's not for everybody. He's probably not really for the Lakers. Now, Danny Hurley's a great basketball coach. He's also a really good person and friend. Right? Like, if I get fired next year from Green Bay and I want to keep coaching, like, I'll call Danny, and Danny will be like, you know what, I'll get you a job, or my brother will get you a job, or somebody get you a job, because good people take care of good people. Danny's a great coach. He's a good person and a good friend. LeBron James, and I understand that there's plenty of things that we could pick apart about LeBron that we don't like, and he does do I didn't get anybody fired when you did. But LeBron James wants to be coach, and he's a great player. And the opportunity there was to be his last coach. The Lakers are historically the greatest basketball franchise in the history of the NBA. The Celtics may win title number, 18? But and the Celtics sit there and go like, well, hold on. How many of those titles were in Minnesota and how many were, okay, fine. But in the modern era of the NBA, since Larry Bird is not walking through that door and Kevin McHale is not walking through that door and Robert Parrish is not walking, he got one NBA title.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door.
No, he's not. The Lakers are the greatest organization, historic organization in the history of the sport, in the number 2 media market, in one of, if not the greatest city in the world. And I love New York and I love Boston. I'm sending a daughter to go to school in Boston. I love it. But let's be honest. New York for about 2-3 weeks in the summer is uninhabitable because it's so hot and humid, and about 2 or 3 weeks in the winter uninhabitable because it's so cold. Same thing you can say for the cold in Boston. The heat's not really a problem. It's beautiful in the summer, incredible in the fall, but the cold is ridiculous. There's not a day that's uninhabitable in Los Angeles. And you can tell me all this stuff about taxes. I've lived in Connecticut. The taxes are hefty there too. He's not taking that job because of one reason. Doesn't fit. Of course, the Lakers screwed up. You can't let him walk out that door. He comes into L.A., he comes to negotiate, he doesn't walk out that door. Any of you who are listening who are in sales, especially car sales, you're sitting there nodding your head. You know the deal. That you walk out of the dealership, good luck. While you have them sitting there, whatever it takes to get them to agree to that deal. He goes to New York, to Madison Square Garden, to a Billy Joel show. It was over right then and there. Over right then and there. Did you know, I don't know if I missed, did you know that Billy Joel has his number retired, not just in Madison Square Garden, but I believe, it used to be called the XL Center. I don't know what it's called in Hartford, because he's played there that many times. Right? Billy Joel is New York, he is Long Island, he is East Coast, and so is Danny Hurley. And he goes into the Garden. Once you go into the Garden, you're like, dude, it's the Garden. And the tirades on the sidelines, the back and forth with the fans, the making of the faces. His dad's a legend in Jersey. He's a Jersey Shore guy in the summer. This is not that hard to track. It ain't about money. But like, well, the Lakers only offered him $70 million. Just so you know, the Lakers traditionally like to offer 3-year contracts to their head coach. They offered him 6. They extended themselves. And no, the Lakers are not a perfect organization. They're incredibly cheap to people who aren't the players. But they're trying to combat that. And 6 years, $70 million that's money you can retire on. And he could have come back and coached in college or whatever you wanted afterwards. It wasn't about the money. You don't turn down or take a job simply because of the money. It's the where do I fit? Where do I fit? And Danny Hurley's a guy that's been overlooked and made to feel as though he's not as good as his brother or wasn't as special as his dad, and he's at a school that embraces that. He's in a league in the Big East that embraces that. They embrace all the uniqueness that is Danny. He's not for everybody, but he's for Yukon, and he's for the Big East, and it fits. I don't know listen, I grew up in Los Angeles. I didn't necessarily even like the Lakers, but the Lakers called tomorrow like, oh, yeah, you got to take that one. But that's because I grew up in Southern California. I've lived in Southern California the last 7 years. I lived between the ages of 6 and 19, right? And then 1 year in between. So, you do the math, probably 20 years of my life I've lived in Southern California. I'm super comfortable with it. I like New York. New York's great energy to me, and I would go back there every summer, but I can't tell you that I'm like a New Yorker. I can fake it. I don't like the Yankees. I don't like the Rangers. You know? This world is about fit. Maturity is about knowing that you're not for everybody. And lean into the people who get you, who like you. Surround yourself with those people. And when you're Danny Hurley, who's gone from high school to Wagner to Rhode Island to Yukon to back-to-back national titles, I get it. Like, look, he's going to have to create a whole new team next year. He's got like 1 starter back, 2 rotation guys back. If there's ever a chance to leave, now's the chance. The Lakers call. It's a hard phone call to put down. Be like, the Lakers just called and offered me a job. And then you go there and you walk down the hallway and you see a hallway. When you walk in the Lakers facility and there's a picture of George Mikan and Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem and Jerry West and Elgin Baylor and Gail Goodrich and Magic Johnson and Big Game James Worthy and Byron Scott and Michael Cooper. And then you walk further down the hallway and you see Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal and Derek Fisher with .7 seconds to go and Pau Gasol and LeBron James and 17 banners of their own. And Phil Jackson's coach there and Pat Riley's coach there. And you're sitting there going, wait, this could all be mine? This could all be yours. But he's from Jersey. Not a Laker guy, right? And when you catch your breath and you check yourself and you find out where you fit, you go, you know what? Let me lean into people who get me. Let me lean into where I fit. I think that's why Danny's staying.